My sweet and lovely Virgos, this is your horoscope for April 2025. And April will make you busy around your relationships. Some crucial changes are due in April for you guys. Relationships of all sorts, and love relationships, and in business. Now, April will be also a month when all the retrograde planets is gonna stop finally and go direct. But it still means April is not a month to start anything new, initiate new business, new partnerships that is on your mind. Better to postpone until May. But in general, your ruler Mercury is retrograding to first week of April. On 7th of April, it goes direct finally, but it goes direct in your house of relationships with all other people. And also Venus, planet of love and beauty, a week after, on April 13th, goes direct exactly in the same spot in your house of marriage, house of relationships. It's an amazing, spot for you. Because now these two planets, they are like emphasizing that part of your chart that you need to make changes, adjust something, because they are retrograding their first half of the month, meaning you are reassessing. You might be on the mood of reassessing relationship, any sort of type. Maybe it's a business relationship, or maybe it's your relationship in marriage, and a relationship with your long-term sweetheart. In general, with anyone, also with enemies, because seventh house is the house where our enemies are, the ones that we know face to face. Now, if you want to know more in depth about this Mercury and Venus retrograde, I made whole separate videos on both of them. Go check on my YouTube channel. But here I would like to briefly mention that because Mercury is your ruler, my dear Virgos, you tend to feel its retrograde mostly and strongly. Now, if some partnerships, if some collaborations, if some deals were getting postponed, or a lot of people were, might have been a little bit hesitant in making deals, in pushing it through, while all these planets were retrograding in your house of relationships with other people. But after like second half of April, well, you will see momentum. You will see when things get going. Finally, will a little bit have a speed. Plus, allow these planets to fully turn and get to their fullest speed, because they were moving backwards. They were like a sleepy, and now they are coming to their power, but it will fully be achieved only in May. So May will be better month, to be precise, second half of May, to start everything, and you will see more progress. But even this April, second part of April, you will start seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. Now, Venus will be whole month in your seventh house, which is a blessing. First half of the month, you might be on the retrospective mode, but the second half of the month, well, you might enjoy with your one and only, with your sweetheart. And Venus is about love, and it will be showering you with attention from your husband or wife, or your long-term partner. And in general, it's such amazing, to have Venus in your seventh house. You will have attention, you will have love, you will have admiration, you yourself or towards you too. Actually, both ways. It's amazing to have Venus whole month in your chart of committed partnerships. April 13, we have full moon in your financial house, my dear Virgos, at 23 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 14th of September, plus or minus 5 days, you will be affected the most. Now, Full moons are about endings, they culminate things. They are about conclusion, or they put some spotlight, from universe for you to see some situation there. And it's in your second house of earned income. It's about your money. It's about your job, my dear Virgos. And and also it's about values. Second house is not only like material possessions, but also possessions in terms of priorities, what kind of values you have. And this full moon will be sort of sweet and sour, mixed one. Now, sour part is that full moon will receive harsh beam from Mars, and Mars is an action planet. It's slowly but surely getting to its powers ever since it's finished its retrograde back in February. Now, Mars is in your 11th house of future, hopes and wishes, your plans. Seems like you are ready to shift how you earn money, where you earn money from. It relates, meaning like about your job and resources of money, or how you store that money. Plus, Mars naturally rules your another money house, your eighth house, money that comes to you from other people or from support. Now, at this full moon, some of you guys might finish, might quit your job, might switch to some other job. Maybe there is an opportunity actually that you are looking into. That's why you will tell to your current position or to your current workplace that it's enough, that your future doesn't align, let's say, for what you are doing with what you're doing now. Sort of feel Mars is fueling your hunger to future, to expand the world, your vision, and in general, your communication at work, because Mars is in the 11th house, and it's trying to, like, make it huge. Like, 11th house is such expansive house. It's about your social interactions. It's about a lot of people, like happenings, it's about events. It's about friendships. So it's expanding. Plus, it's about future. What you have in your dear heart for yourself as your future plan, what you see as your future, and it translates into your sort of career or earning skills. Plus Jupiter, that gifts us, with all the blessings. Jupiter is such a positive planet, will make wide, very wide angle trine, but still, let's count it in here. To support. The universe is trying to support you, and Jupiter is transiting your career house, my dear Virgos, the highest point in your chart where you're visible, that is your reputation, that is your career in general. Now, Jupiter will support from your 10th house with wide angle that full moon, even though Mars will send harsh beam. But I also say this aspect that Mars is doing to this full moon, not only harsh but opportunistic. Sort of, you are already in an uncomfortable shoes, so you need to take them off so that you will find better. This kind of aspect, it's more like an opportunity. For some of you guys, there could be like a brilliant opportunity on the table to switch your job. Even if you are quitting your job, it's for good, it's for better, and universe is supporting you, just so you know, my dear Virgos. Now, for some of you guys, it will be also about eating habits. It's very important for you guys, I know, as Virgo suns and rising. So what you eat, what kind of quality of the food, and your eating habits, and something will switch here too. It might be related to your health, and in general also teeth, because Mars rules your 8th house, and it might be related to your health of oral hygiene, for example, or something related to that part of your body. Now, the sweet part of this full moon will be Venus, ruler of the full moon. Plus, Venus rules your money house, conjunct Saturn, and your ruler, Mercury. all of them in your seventh house. Now, seventh house is about, signing contracts. It's about partnerships. It's about committed deals, dealship. And I'm trying to speak on your language, my dear Virgos. Now, Uranus, surprise planet, will support it from your foreign lands house, and Mars will make a trine. This is amazing aspect. Now, you see this Mars actually will be a sort of mischievous, a little bit sending harsh beams to full moon, tender full moon, but at the same time supporting the ruler of the full moon, Venus, its lover. Mars is in your 11th house and Uranus is in your ninth house. So it seems like your wish is to broaden to a foreign market, to foreign land, maybe to foreign clients, or maybe completely switch your job, let's say, to move to some other country. Something you have you have this kind of plans, might be, and opportunity might present itself, my dear Virgos. Plus Saturn is, work planet, and your ruler Mercury is signing deals. You might sign a deal here with a foreign company, with a foreign client, or with whomever you're trying to forge an agreement, my dear Virgos. It might be situation because you're doing that, you are quitting your current job, for examples, because you're finding new better opportunity. Or for some of you guys, it might be not like it might be completely not about job. If you say that my job is perfect, I love it, and I'm staying here, I'm not looking for anything new to broaden, then it might be about your relationships, especially in marriage, because seventh house is marriage relationship, or those who are long term together. And Venus is blessing there with love and compassion and union. And Mars will be from your future and hopes house, supporting that its lover Venus in your seventh house. Now, some of you guys might get married or might get proposed, or because you got married, let's say, now you're moving to some other country, and that's why you're dropping your current lifestyle or current job or current, your general, like your life, from now and after, sort of, because of your husband or your wife, or because you're getting married, or because you're moving somewhere, or also because of kids, because Saturn rules your house of kids. It might be that your sweetheart might tell you that they are pregnant, or that you are becoming parent, or it might be that because you got a kid now, you need to sort of adjust in terms of eating habits, in terms of how you spend your day, in terms of resources, because second house where this full moon is happening is also about resources, like our energy, from where we get energy, like, and material, psychological resources, and also food and self-worth in general. Now, some things needs adjustment here for one or another reason. So that's why this full moon will be a bit of a sour and sweet, my dear Virgos. And in general, whole April is sort of mixed. Universe will be speaking in riddles to us, let me tell you. Now, April 17, we have big thing going on in astrologically and, world wise, and personally too. Your ruler, Mercury, a day before, on 16th of April, will move into your financial house, 8th house. And the next day, April 17th, it conjuncts with Neptune. It will find Neptune there for the first time ever since 150 years. Can you imagine? This happened only like back in 19th century. No one was alive back then. We never experienced this energy sort of in our lifetime. This is something new. This is amazing, and your ruler, such a Mercury, such a topic for Mercury to go and sneak in first and foremost. Like, now Mercury will connect with Neptune in your eighth house for the first time, and eighth house is about finances. Now that come to your pocket from other people, or other financial institution, government institution, from wherever actually. That is a help, sort of additional help. Neptune rules your house of marriage, and Mercury is your ruler. Seems like it might be there is a good news that your sweetheart will tell you around mid-April. Seems like maybe their money resources are broadening, like your husband or wife, so that you will benefit from it too. Or maybe their business is getting success, for example. Or maybe they're switching for a new job, where well-paid job, where they were gonna earn quite good money, let's say, which will double your family budget too, and you might benefit from it too. Now, eighth house is also a house of, as I said, all the money that comes to you. Meaning, for example, if you're a student, it might be that you might know that you're entitled for a scholarship, or that you're getting awarded a scholarship, or that you're getting awarded a loan. If you've been applying, this will be your time finally, when you will hear great news from a bank, for example, that you got approved a loan for whatever reason, like to buying a house or car or whatever. Or also alimony. If you're in a divorce process, and a lot of Virgos are going through transformational part right now in their life, if you're in divorce process, this also might mean that you will get entitled for an alimony for your kids, let's say, or for yourself. Now, eighth house is also a house of taxes. This will be outstanding chance for you to change something there if you've been planning to adjust some things to pay, let's say, less taxes. And in general, it's about investments. Now, with Neptune in your eighth house for the next 14 years, I wouldn't actually advise you to invest into anything, unless you're like very pro in this area. But Neptune tend to confuse everything there. But anyhow, this Neptune in your eighth house video is coming up tomorrow, so make sure to check that one, because Neptune's in your finances house, or transit, will be as long as 14 years, my dear Virgos. So make sure to check that for your sign and rising and moon too. Now, about investments, this conjunction actually might bring for you some ideas how to invest money, into what to invest money. But again, Mercury will be trying to tell you, like speaking a little bit in logics, like to invest some things. Maybe some ideas might come from your friends, from whomever actually, or from your wife or your husband. But you should exercise quite a lot of discretion and logic, and more rational mind, even more than before. You, as a Virgo sun, you are very capable of that. So always exercise rational mind, because with Neptune there, it will, any deal will seem ideal. Any deal will seem perfect, and might be promising quite a lot of profit, in terms of, especially when it comes to investments, into crypto, into any shares or anything, any business. But you will need to take good care not to invest into some big scams here. But anyhow, you might be presented with such an opportunity around this time. Also, eighth house is about mystical things, like psychological, esoteric. It's our mystical part, like intimacy, sex life, and also healing, like magically healing. And here, Mercury will help you. Your ruler will help you to heal some things. Maybe relationship with your sweetheart, might be your financial situation with your one and only. For example, because Neptune rules your one and only, that's why it's involved here. That person is involved here. And conception, baby boom. Some of you guys might get the news that you are pregnant, for example, and you are becoming parents, because Mercury is a communication planet, and Neptune rules your sweetheart in marriage and in long-term partnerships. Or if it's about business, it can be about business partners too. You might forge amazing deal here. When Mercury conjuncts Neptune by 17th of April, you might sign papers with some new business partners, my dears. April 18th, Mars, next day, goes finally into your 12th house. Now, until June 17th, or for 2 months, you will have time to dig yourself, let's say, to make an order in your subconscious mind. This will be amazing time for you to try to meditate. A lot of you guys might switch to this part, to the spiritual part. As Virgo, it might be naturally a bit harder and not more like, let's say, logical for you to pay more attention to your spiritual life, let's say, spiritual self, subconscious mind. And but when Mars goes into there by the end of April, you might find some ways to meditate, maybe to take up some yoga classes, or I don't know, psychological sessions, for example, or maybe going to astrologer, for example, or tarot cards, something that relates to self-discovery, going to your roots, back to your roots. Now, and plus Mars is an action planet. Some of you guys might literally travel to some places that you've been before, that you think of as your home, because 12th house is something familiar. And in general, next 2 months, beginning from April 18th, will be month when you will get sort of make some order in your tasks, let's say assignments that were piling up on your desk for a long time already, because 12th house is house of past. And in general, a lot of you guys might become more private because you might crave more privacy. Mars in 12th house gives privacy and some project behind the doors. You might start working on something in solitude, in alone time, and you might require like sitting by yourself long hours and not showing this project to the world, whatever it can be, like, I don't know, cooking project, drawing, or even work project, or something that is sort of recreational as well, might be, or even professional, so something behind the doors. Mars in 12th house gives quite a lot of rest time too. You might feel for the next 2 months a little bit of mm, a more sleeping kind of mood, more resting mood, more a bit unmotivational sort of period. And but for most of you guys, this will be amazing time for you to tap into your self, throughout meditation or any available methods. April 27th, we have new moon in your ninth house. New moon is a new energy. Now, this new moon again will be mixed. Those of you who are born 29th of August, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most because this new moon hits your 7th degree. The ninth house is all about foreign things and foreign land, people, and languages, something that we never experienced before. And plus searching for meaning of life, your new meaning of life. Now this one also will be mixed. As I said, Mars and Pluto will make harsh angles to that new moon. Now Pluto is a planet of transformation, is in your house of health. A lot of you guys might pay even more attention to your health. As Virgo, you pay quite a lot of attention to your well-being, to your health, what you consume, about your body. But Pluto there making it even more transformational journey. And now Pluto is quite actively sending harsh beam to that new energy that is happening in your ninth house. And Mars is also in your health house, 12th house. Now Mars rules your health house, like well-being. You see, all these three houses that are related to your well-being, to your physical health, to your mental health, to any type of sort of health and your body are actively here. Now you might, start some sort of new therapy or some new, I don't know, healing method, because it's a new moon, new energy. So you might want to consult some doctor who is located in a foreign land or somewhere far, or some foreign specialist, for example, or even if that specialist will be in your country, from your country, most likely that specialist will be from a different background, like cultural background, language background. So seems like by the end of March, you might start, I don't know, medical sort of process or some checkups. For some of you, it might be about travel. You might travel somewhere far and for business. Seems like for business, but you will also make it for pleasure. And somewhere that you've been before, that you know very well, and where your friends are too. Plus, for some deals, some signing contracts, maybe um, it's some collaboration, and you have a business trip, for example. So by the end of April, seems like you are traveling somewhere for business that you will also put in their pleasure. Now, sweet part of this new moon, again, Venus, ruler of the new moon, well conjunct Saturn, which is not sweet, but still. Saturn and both of them, they are in your seventh house. The seventh house is marriage house, love house. Will receive Both of them will receive surprise sort of support from Uranus and Pluto. You see, this Pluto here will be playing double game, sending harsh beam to new moon, but then at the same time supporting Venus, ruler of the new moon. Now, Pluto will be in your sixth house of work, and Uranus will be in that ninth house of foreign lands. So something you might actually, some of you guys might sign a paper for a new job offer, for example. That will require relocation. That will require maybe to travel somewhere or some business trip, and signing some paper, maybe with a foreign client. Maybe it might be foreign collaboration or completely new job offer or some position, like you might get promotion that will require you to relocate. And seems like your sweetheart will be very supportive. Your wife or husband or long-term partner will play also some role there. Maybe it's them who will refer you, or who will advise you some things, or maybe they will try to help you out with some new opportunities. So seems like by the end of April, you might know that you are relocating somewhere because of work, or some travel might be happening here. Now, for some of you guys, I said it might be related to health. And for some of you, it might be related to also studies. Like, especially those of you who are in university, like, seems like you might get admission letter, but there it might come without financial support, sort of no scholarship available kind of situation, and you will have to work to support yourself while you will be studying there, my dear Virgos. Now, also, nine houses, about publishing. It's about books, like it's about research. So if you are trying to publish something, again, this thing might, there might be some issues. For example, you might need to rewrite some parts, like your editor might have some problems also to publish it. Something might go wrong here. In general, both of you guys, like, you will be on the same page, but then some things might still be lacking there. And in general, legal affairs is ninth house. If you're involved in some lawsuit, legal cases, or if you work in this area. Again, this new moon, some new energy, you might hear some news, but that news you might not like it actually, and it will come sort of mixed one, and some part you will like it and some part no. Now, always check your rising sign, my dear Virgos, because 99% we resonate with our rising sign, and horoscopes are written for rising sign and moon sign, because it all depends what time you were born and what period of the day and place. Now, make sure to check all three so that it will give you, you might resonate more, and check which one is right now resonating more in April for you guys. Love you all. Bye bye.